You better get it, Willie. All right.
Don't you worry about a thing. Let your hair down. Don't you worry about a thing, baby.
Hello, I'm Adam.
Hi, welcome to the Brosen.
Brad Culver. And I'm Willie.
Hi guys, welcome to the Brosen.
Brad Culver.
Mitch, University of South Carolina.
Wasim No'mani.
Hi. Sam Jenkins, full-time Nebo baby, son of Della Jenkins.
Don't worry. I said don't worry about a thing. Super sick.
Look at the back of this, sir.
Quick advertisement.
Yeah.
Nice.
Quick ad for
Turn all the way around there, Brad.
Oh, you can buy your tour
Show us those
seat.
lats.
That's right.
I think
those
on
lats.
the website. I might should have
Yeah.
Baby, don't worry. Hey, don't worry.
3,
Okay, here we go.
2, 1.
Gah!
Promised land.
Da, 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 da. Are you a fan of the
Are you a
Brosen?
fan of
Let
Brosen?
me get that dust off.
You've been listening to the Brosen?
Have you officially chosen the Brosen?
I've chosen the Brosen.
Not me.
Welcome to another episode of the Brosen. You should be watching us because there's a lot of us squeezed together right here in the studio. Yes, 6 of us to be exact. This is a Brosen Promised Land cross.
Let's go.
Right here. Synergy.
It's a cross-brover.
Oh my gosh.
All right, I'll take it.
How quickly
about-
can we kick Sam
how about-
out of the rim?
The Promised Land. The Promised Land.
Promised Land. I'll take the Promised Land.
Oh,
The
Promised Land is
man.
accepted.
Wait, have you heard
Yeah.
the Bromus Land before?
You know what? I have.
Okay.
Imagine that
Should've
guy
lied.
haven't heard this before. I've heard Sam say it. I've heard Adam say it. I've heard myself. I myself have said it.
All right, we're going to go down the row here, but we have, if you're not watching, we have Sam Jenkins all the way down at the end. We got
Nepo baby bro
He
right
has
here.
nothing to do with the Promised Land, but here he is. And
I disagree.
that's Brosen. And then you got Mitch Hudson, writer, director, creator of the Promised
Also,
Land,
nothing
in
to
the
do with
studio
the
with us.
Promised Land.
Yeah, here we go. Little
Next to him.
contribution.
Do you guys know? You guys recognize this man? This is Brad Culver right here. He is Zebediah in The Chosen, and he is also not just Cece. I almost said just Cece.
I wish you had said it. I would have gotten so mad.
Would have started.
Oh,
Back. Easy. It's
Don't
okay.
touch me.
It's okay. He's not here. All right, you're right.
He's
Playing
also
the Promised Land.
Korah.
there. You go.
Korah.
Yeah, Korah.
Son of Azar.
Son of his
Some of you Korah's men at home are going to be very excited.
That's right. Shout out to
I love you,
Korah's
boys. Sorry.
Then next to me right here, I have the wonderful Wasim, who is Yanni in The Chosen, and Moses in the Promised Land.
Moises.
Come on now,
Today
Moises.
he's Brosus.
It's actually a condition that we're looking into when it comes to.
If he does it again, he goes on timeout.
Yes.
I think it's-
So yeah, we've done this before. When he keeps doing those, he goes to the back. Okay. So then Adam Drake right here. I did the pilot episode with the
right.
folks.
Yes, he did.
I did not finish out season 1, but I got to do the pilot, and it was a ton of fun. And then I got my bro over here, Mr. Willie Molina.
Come on now.
Co-executive producer of the Promised Land.
There you go.
But in reality,
Slash
but
PA.
genuinely though, associate producer of our pilot episode, he and his family helped get the pilot off the ground.
And this dude allowed me to watch tons of tapes. So anybody who taped for, we're gonna do pictures right here of everybody who taped.
No, we're not. We're not going to do that.
No, but truthfully, Mitch allowed me to be a part of that process, and it is one of the biggest blessings, one of the most creatively fulfilling. I just get to be, watch, and he actually listened to me a little bit. Not with these two chumps. I had
Right,
other
right.
picks.
Right now, yeah.
I picked his bottom two, Korah and Moses' butt.
No, it is the first time in my life that I've ever asked a family member and said, "Hey, I think this is going to be special. This dude is one of the best filmmakers, if not the best filmmaker I know." And these folks.
I don't know who he's referring to.
I made a short film. You can watch it on YouTube.
The link is
Link
right.
down below.
Our own creation. Our own
Yeah, just hold that there for me, Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got you.
Right there. Yeah, I think the link's a little longer.
I'm sorry, so I'll make a little more space.
Yeah. Here.
This is the Dropbox link to watch the
Let's put it at an angle too. That's kind of fun if we do it like that, right?
Jazzy.
It's jazz.
All right, Mitch. Let's talk Promised Land.
Let's talk Promised Land.
Fine.
Well,
Take us
thank
to
you
the
for
Promised
letting the
Land.
Promised Promised Land take over the Brosen today. Obviously,
Yes.
Yes, thank you for having us, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. No, for real.
Just real quick,
Please,
full
go.
disclosure.
Come on now.
Brad tried to back out, so just so you know.
Brad.
All right, I'll see you guys later. It was really good to see you guys.
Brad, 30 seconds.
Said,
in.
all right,
30 seconds.
guys.
All right, guys.
Wasim
So much
said, no,
fun.
you can't. See you.
Yep.
See you later, Brad.
Is that the new timeout corner?
That's the timeout corner back here.
That's actually
Oh boy, I'm gonna fill those.
Every single one.
Sam, get ready. No, what's really crazy is that the Promised Land has been so cool, but it's also something that absolutely would not have happened without the Chosen. Like it's, we would have, I still would have written it, we still would have tried to make it, but I think very much what it is today is on behalf of just how much the Chosen supported us and encouraged us, especially in the pilot, but even continuing throughout all of our season 1. It's funny, I think a lot of people think that, just because of the timeline of when the pilot released, I think a lot of people think that we kind of cast from the Chosen, if that makes sense, like people that I already knew. And I did already know Wasim, but I want to say Brad,
Brad was with
Shireen,
you first, yeah.
Majid,
100%.
yeah, people who have been all in the Chosen.
Dallas stole them from you. Let's be. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's on
I'm a
season
witness. Dallas
Yeah.
took them from you.
Yeah,
Dallas
but
watched.
This is a point of contention with his situation.
It's true
because
I booked the Feeding the 5,000 first. The character
Right.
Makir got COVID, had to like lose the job,
Yeah.
booked the Promised Land, and found my way back to the Chosen. through
And
the
it's
Promised Land,
and
which
it's
was a trip.
crazy. It's crazy because if you think about if you had played Makir, obviously the actor who played him was great, but like he also was only in that.
That was
movie.
it.
I kind of.
Zebediah been
Almost
making
like-
a
yeah.
lot of scenes.
That little fake. I'm just kidding.
That was- it was-
your,
yeah, it was-
your illness. Yeah.
Man, I play a good sick guy.
You do
really
great,
well.
man.
Yeah,
You
it's,
pulled it off.
It's
Yeah, I do have to say though, Dallas watched Mitch's pilot and like just was through the roof about all your actors, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh, I want Brad, I want Shireen."
It was like the guy who plays Moses is so good, and I feel like I've seen him before. And I was like, he's actually been on the show.
Yeah, he actually is in your show, Dallas.
He's actually been in multiple seasons. No, but yeah, it was really exciting. It was exciting that we kind of it kind of happened in tandem very much with The Chosen. We filmed the pilot right after season 3 of The Chosen, and yeah, during season 3, I was talking to people like in the shadows, the shadowy corners of set, like, listen. I'm putting together a team. If I could have some people go with me to New Mexico, and if I could pay you almost nothing, would you do it? And a lot of people were like, yes, we want to go and help you, which is incredible. But to what Willie was saying a second ago, while I was getting auditions and people were coming in, I was like, I would show Willie because he's an actor and has done many self-tapes himself and has watched other people do self-tapes. And I had my own opinions, of course, but I was like, hey, what do you think of these people? And I remember when I first showed him, Brad, your tape, I mean, genuinely, I don't think I've ever told you this, but when I saw your tape, I kind of didn't really consider other Korahs. I had people come in, but I was like,
big mistake. Don't trust me.
yeah, and to my detriment. But no, I watched yours. I was like, oh my gosh, and I was like, hey, Willie, I think I need to show you this guy's read. I think I just sent you the link to like who I had.
And I think you said I'm not going to say anything, but I'm
Yeah.
going to send you these, and it was like 8 or 9.
Yeah,
And I watched, and I was like, dude.
yeah, Brad Culver. Yeah.
were they all Korahs? He's saying 9 Korahs?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That's
wow.
a section
I
of
would
Korahs.
love to see the other chorus.
Oh yeah, it
Well, I
was.
want to go back to something you said, Willie. You make self tapes. You act.
You performed.
Vimeo link to all my self-tapes in the last
Right here. It's a little bit of a shorter URL actually.
Well, hey,
It's
actually, funny
yeah.
story. I was going to, might have to cut this, play poker with my brother Drake here and Palace Tinkins. And he
Dallas
said, Willie,
Winkins,
if you
director
could,
of The Chosen. Yeah.
he said, Willie, if you could do
Palace Tinkins.
anything like to grow and you wanted to move on to something else, what would it be? And I immediately was like casting. And he said, you'd be really great at that. And never talked about that to me again. No, I'm just kidding. He actually did a couple other more times. But I thought it was interesting because, yeah, it was one by one, he started to grab some of the great talent that you had read for that, which some of that talent had read for The Chosen and some had never heard of or read for The Chosen.
Yeah, that's true.
Real
Yeah.
quick to piggyback too on what Mitch was saying about Chosen and Promised Land merge. What was so incredible is that Mitch got James Cunningham, our production designer.
Oh, my gosh.
He got me.
All the
He got
keys.
Alan. Like all the keys of the departments basically on The Chosen. Immediately jumped off of season 3 and went over and did Promised Land. And so we had this we had this top notch what you'd call a $40 million crew doing this tiny little budget film,
Like
and that just
$100,000,
speaks to Mitch and his
best of the
character
best.
of on set. And everybody's like, dude, I'll go do this with you, Mitch. I'll go fight in the trenches with
Yeah,
you to go
that's
make
so
this.
cool.
And so it's really cool that like all the Chosen crew came together to go, let's go make Mitch's baby. Like let's go.
Majority of them hadn't even read the script.
Right.
They literally were like
that true?
sight
And
unseen.
Once they had read it, many backed out.
Yeah,
The ones that did
Yeah, yeah.
said,
No, it's
heck
true.
no.
Yeah, it's true. It was,
I wouldn't cross the Red Sea for that.
Oh, come on now.
No, I was so surprised to see so many people from The Chosen on set, and I thought that was such a testament to you and your character.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
that
appreciate
people
that.
were so willing, because I know you're not paying anybody anything.
it was very small. It was like a handshake and like a pat on the back and like, how much was the gas here? Ooh, what if we got you here? It was so small. I couldn't believe they did it. I was really extremely grateful. Very, very humbled. I don't know. I think it's one of those stories that you kind of always hope for, right? Of like you work with a bunch of people for a while, for a few years, and then I think I would hope the same thing for someone else on the crew too. Like if Sam was like, hey, I'm gonna go make like this thing, or anyone else on the crew, I was just like, yes, like this is what you want to see. You want to see one of your own kind of like tries it. Even if it doesn't work, like just try it. Because I think ultimately we're all storytellers and filmmakers because no matter where you are on the shoot, I think everyone at some point was like, I'd love to make a film. And honestly, I think the Chosen fingerprint on the pilot. I mean, it was of course in the production design and in the look and what we actually got for they let us take things. They let us take staffs and costumes
And the tents.
and tents, things that we could not. If we had to just use our money for it, I actually am afraid to think of what it would have
looked like.
I mean, we would have had still the same great cast, and maybe that we probably would have maybe overcome some other difficulties. But I think it would have been one of those shows that you would have liked kind of in spite of its shortcomings, as opposed to just it's good,
Yeah.
And but what I was going to say is the Chosen fingerprint isn't just what they gave us, but also I would say I learned a lot from Dallas, especially with his approach to adapting the Bible, because the Bible is not like a easy book to adapt. It's not exactly a page turner. It doesn't exactly tell you the arcs of the characters that clearly. Like you have to do a lot of like addition, but you don't want to be weird with it. And Dallas has always done such a great job of like finding out how to really sink into the humanity of the New Testament. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, it's the same thing with what we're doing, but just the comedy dial is just up, because in my perspective, most of the time people are more funny than they are serious. And then when they're serious, it counts because you've been, through the funny parts. But anyways, there's the Chosen.
I love that.
We have it's fitting, I guess. Long way to say this, but fitting that we're doing this together with Promise Land and Chosen and Brosen, whatever, because it feels like a combo. You know what I mean? Like it feels like we were birthed.
Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Ben Stockton, one of your favorite members of the Brosen. Thank you so much for giving us a listen or a watch today, whatever platform you're on. I wanted to give a special shout out to our sponsor, Trevecca Nazarene University. They are rated one of Middle Tennessee's top Christian universities. They have an outstanding film and television degree, and they're the alma mater of our very own Adam Drake. Plus, he's a professor there right now. So, if you go to Trevecca, you can not only get a film degree, but you can maybe have Adam Drake, our host of the Brosen, as your professor. How crazy would that be? All that to say, if you want to check it out and go to a fabulous school in the heart of Nashville, go check them out at trevecca.edu.
But yeah, so of course that's kind of been my perspective on making it. But Wasim and Brad, you guys, Wasim came. Let's start maybe with Wasim then. Like you had been on.
No, we'll start with Brad.
Let's start with Brad.
We'll kick it off with Wasim. That's good.
Probably should talk about Moses.
Yeah.
So since we already actually maybe set up Brad's about you were lined up to be in the Chosen. You
True.
get the coronavirus.
I get the coronavirus.
You do not end up on the Chosen, and then you get a call to be on a basically no budget pilot in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Tell us about what's going on.
Well, I mean, like you do shorts and things all the time, like little projects. Most of the time in town in Los Angeles that you think are never going to go anywhere. So like that was my initial thought, was like, well, it's it's a small pilot, and like who knows what the future is going to be. But then it was so funny, and Korah's, seeing. I can talk about like what.
Yeah.
Pilot,
If you think season one, it is great.
But just like just the perhaps he's uncircumcised.
Perhaps he's uncircumcised.
I was like, oh, this is
Highlight of the show.
That is the highlight of the pilot.
I mean, let's be honest. But like,
Once we got that, everything else was downhill.
I didn't read anything else for my audition. No, but it was just so clear. There was keen perspective and a keen sense of humor, and it was like very unique. And I hadn't done a lot of faith-based work before, but there was something about this that's, it wasn't faith-based necessarily. It was just a wonderful story and a character that is fun to sink your teeth into. That was the thought that I had.
Yeah.
And then we met on the callback, I think. It was the first time we met.
That's right. That's right. And it was the callbacks are like kind of an underrated. It's like speed dating. It's like you do a scene
wild, man.
maybe twice with someone, and you're like,
Right.
I think, especially for a TV show, you're like, yeah, 5 years of my life.
Yeah. I'll sign up
Let's
for
do
this.
it. Yeah.
And they were on Zoom.
Yeah.
As well.
That's the thing. It was-
like you can't feel somebody in a room and
Exactly.
what they're like,
What year was
And
that?
I was also here. I was also doing them
2023,
in
right?
the bungalows.
Was it 23?
On set.
23, right?
No,
22.
22, yeah.
Season
yeah.
3, yeah. I did them
Right.
in the bungalows on set. Every callback we did, I'd be like, Adam, I gotta go. I'd go up here and I would set up and crazy.
Yeah,
and
it was
then,
wild.
And then you came out to New Mexico and I think
Oh,
you were
man.
there for a couple of days.
I was there for 2 days with,
Yeah.
with Dav, who plays Jasisi, and we were like, what is this? And we have no idea. And it was way more fun than I expected. I didn't expect terrible things, but you're just like, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to do the project, it'll be fine. But there was something special about it. And again, you don't anticipate a future with these like little one-offs that you shoot sometimes. You just send things off, you do the work, and that's that. But there was something that did feel unique about it. But I didn't know anything was going to happen with it until I showed back up on The Chosen as Zebediah, met Wasim again, or saw Wasim again, and found out we had a future.
right.
Was that true? No.
No, we
Because I
didn't.
came on season 4. It was season 5 that of The Chosen that I talked to.
yeah,
and
we were
discovered
like,
that
hey, it's
happening.
going. Yeah, it's going. Yeah.
And which blew my mind. Again, like you let these things go, like you have your time with them, and you move on to the next thing. So it was cool to
That's great, man. And then so then you got cast as Zebediah, and what has we talk Chosen now? What has it been like being Zebediah? What has your Chosen experience been with the shoot, with that character, with Dallas?
I mean, it's interesting, and it's also interesting how Korah. Being cast as Makir, like the character I don't remember too much about necessarily, a smaller character, but there was something about Korah's cantankerous, has a particular edge to him. And it's funny being cast as Zebediah, who also has a similar edge, but it's kind of different and sort of a more like conservative, deeply devout, but there's just kind of a difference between him and Korah, who has this more childlike, kind of almost playful, cantankerous attitude and this sort of ambition. I mean,
It's got a bigger ego for sure than Zebediah.
bigger ego. And then in terms of the story too, I think there's a function to Zebediah on The Chosen, as we see Shmuel who wrestles with this idea of Jesus, and there's more of a hemming and hawing, and more of a questioning with Zebediah. I'm sort of the firebrand, the very sure-footed, deeply entrenched in the politics of the Sanhedrin kind of character, who has to maintain that perspective and kind of keep that balance, the Pharisees in the Sanhedrin. So it's kind of more focused in a specific way. And Korah is, whatever Korah is, like he's like, you get to see a little more of Korah's heart, I think, which, I love that you get to see less of Zebediah's heart, because he's so fun to like dig into that sort of gnarled, but again, devout and compassionate in his own way type of thing. Anyway, I could go off about these guys forever, but they're similar, and it's interesting to know that Dallas saw that Korah, and you could see, as the seasons have gone on, sort of like folding in that edge into Zebediah as well. They're sort of in dialogue with each other. And looking at the Promised Land comments recently on IG, people are like, it seems like Zebediah and Korah are in the same lineage or something.
An ancestor.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't seen that.
There's a whole show for that down the road.
Two people on like a recent Promised Land post were like, and they know who I am now, which is funny, so they can like compare the two characters. And I kind of love, that's the task for me moving forward with Promised Land, moving forward with Chosen as well, is like, how do we, just for an actor's perspective, like how do we keep these guys who are kind of similar in their sensibilities separate and different? And of course the writing does that for you to some degree, but it's a task that I'm super grateful to, undertake.
If Korah and Zebediah were in a room together, I'm talking heart to heart,
okay.
I'm talking cups of coffee across the table from each other. What do you think that what do you think? Would they have anything to talk about, or would it be? Talk about people who are into. I mean, Korah is maybe not necessarily into the laws of Moses because he'd be like, they should really just be the laws of Korah, probably.
Yeah,
but
right.
If they're arguing about landing on the moon, who believes
between Korah and Zebediah, who thinks that we landed on the moon?
I think they both refute the existence of the moon.
that is a bright light? I know it.
Yeah, absolutely, but I don't trust it. I don't like it very much. I think it would just be like argument about minutia and things
Right,
like
right.
that, like how much half and half to put in your coffee, like things like that. Like it would just be like a lot of bickering about that, but by the end they'd be like, all right, you're okay.
I like it.
There we go.
All right, Wasim.
Moses
Now,
himself.
yeah, the difference, of course, is that Wasim's audition came into the Promised Land, and I literally could not believe it. I was like, Wasim auditioned for this? Because I'd already known him from, at that point, 2 seasons of The Chosen. And yeah, I remember you came on in season 2 as Yanni, and I thought you were fantastic and a perfect addition to the Shmuel group, to the building kind of opposition within the Sanhedrin and the religious kind of groups. And I was just, I saw your audition. I was like, I didn't know we were going to get like, I'm just going to sound crazy because we were SAG and stuff. And I was like, I didn't know we'd get like great actors.
Right, because the rate wasn't great either. Like you put the rate out there, you're like, it's not much. It's like SAG minimum.
Right,
yeah.
right.
So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't expect to get really good actors.
Yeah. And so I saw his audition. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I had no idea. But anyways, so you talk us through The Chosen first, and then we can talk Promised Land.
Okay, I've told this story many. I mean, not in like a public setting, but
Yeah.
I'll see if I can get through this faster than all of his words.
I don't want to. All right, guys. Well, so good seeing him. So good seeing you guys.
Brad this for me.
Not Brad, this one.
So good.
So I submitted myself on Actors Access. For those of you that don't know, it's like a platform where actors submit themselves. And I saw this show, The Chosen. There was only season 1 had been released.
One,
I had never heard of it or whatever, but it was like Middle Eastern bearded guy. It was like I have a shot. And this was 2020, right? So like it's the height of the pandemic. And so I emailed my agent and I'm like, hey, try to get me into this room. And she's like, fingers crossed, we submitted you. But I had submitted myself. And then I didn't hear anything. And then for like 10 days after, because this was the only thing going on during.
Yeah. There was nothing shooting while we were shooting.
Yeah. So I get an audition notice from my personal Actors Access, and it had like options for like choose whichever of these characters that you most jive with and do that.
That's cool.
Yeah, but it was due the next day. So I was like, oh man. So I was like, what if I should just do everybody? And then I was like, okay, that's too much. There was like 5 characters, but I did 3. I did.
Man, that's
yeah. I did Simon Z. I did Atticus and Philip.
Wow.
Yeah. And so
Same as Atticus would be.
Why? Interesting idea.
For sure.
No, I think Dallas like cast perfectly.
Yeah.
But and each, because they were series regulars, so the size was like 7 pages each. So I was like, I'm gonna get off book for this, and I did a different accent for every character, and so I spent like 11, 12 hours just drilling it so I could be comfortable when we film it. So the next morning, I asked my girlfriend if I could speak with her. I was like, I'm going to call your dad, because he's religious and he knows the Bible very well. And I just wanted him to paint my brain with, the setting and.
Yeah.
Okay, really quick. Stop you right there. 11 or 12 hours getting off book for 20, 25 pages of dialogue, then makes a personal phone call to someone who has some source material of their own life.
That's some serious homework.
I always like to pick apart the
prepared.
acting stuff, and I want to pick apart yours, but you already spoke too long. I'm
My time's done.
I actually completely disagree.
Not another word.
You already Braded it. Yeah.
But no, I love that. Thank you. Continue.
Yeah. No, but I mean, it's not like you get these opportunities few and far in between, and then when they do present themselves, you gotta just juice yourself until you're dry. I think so. Anyway.
Yeah, totally.
So, but my father-in-law basically bratted this conversation. I did it because he kept going on.
Okay, so that second part.
Don't listen to this.
Sincere,
Maybe next time
I
do your
have
own
15
research.
seconds. I have 15 seconds to speak. You see what they're doing to me?
Next time we ask Brad a question, we're like, yeah.
All right, but it's great. It's great.
We've never treated a guest this
gosh.
poorly in our lives.
I deserve it. It's honest. Don't touch me. Don't ever. All right. I do love it. I love it.
Brad, that's a really great answer, but can you stop?
If you could just stop right there.
Just text us.
Hey, Brad, let's let Wasim answer.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, please, absolutely. Sweetie. Yeah.
So I finally we shoot all the auditions, and you got to do several takes for each one, catch your groove. Then you got to review it, which is also long. And so I'm uploading it, and it boots me off because the deadline passed. And I was like, no.
Oh, yeah.
I worked so hard,
Yeah.
And it's like, there's nothing you could do. But I email my agent and I'm like, hey, the deadline passed, but I already got these videos. It's ready to go. I just, I missed the deadline. Can you get me an extension? Which is a very common thing to request. And then she emails me back. She goes, you missed your deadline. There's nothing we can do. And I was like,
no way.
Yeah, and that usually doesn't happen. I mean, everybody who I told this story to, like, why would they not just
That's
ask?
crazy.
Totally.
Yeah.
So I got really bummed out, and then that night I was like, I'm just gonna. You're not supposed to do this, but I was like, I'm just gonna email Beverly, who was the casting director, and I just sent her the videos and told her what happened.
Yeah.
And then so the next day I wake up and I get an email from Beverly personally. She's like, I gave you an extension. And then I got a second email from my agent saying, we got you an extension.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
To the agent, you're like, thank you so much. I can't believe you made this happen.
I was like, you didn't get me. And I was like, I did.
Good.
Oh, you called her.
Good.
And then I sent it. Literally 45 seconds after I sent the email, my phone rings. And she's like, you know what? This is not going to work. And she dropped me right there.
You're kidding.
I forgot about this.
Dropped me.
That's crazy.
So I'm like super bummed out.
I bet they're regretting that.
Yeah, what an idiot.
But
And then she tried to find a new client, and the first call she gets, Brad Culver.
Unbelievable call.
Got it. Yeah. You're taking clients? Oh my goodness. I've had an opening.
Yeah, so I mean, and this is like the height of, this is what, the summer of 2020, I think. Like
probably.
June,
Height of
July,
COVID,
something
yeah.
like that.
Wow.
And, I didn't have any auditions with an agent, and I was like, well, without an agent, what am I going to do? But then a week later, I had done a week before, I had done audition for Yellowstone, and a week after she dropped me, I booked it, and I tried to, it's like, hey, do you still want to be my agent? And she's like, no.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Interesting.
So a month after that, I get a call back on my personal Actors Access, and it's with Dallas for this new character called Yanni. And I was like, well, I mean, this is a great sign. So, yeah, and then I had to call back with Dallas over Zoom. And he had told me that he texted Beverly Holloway while I was doing my audition that I'm probably the guy.
Sent you the sides for Yanni, or cold read with Yanni on the
No, he sent me the side.
Sent you the sides,
Yeah,
you got
yeah.
to prep it.
Yeah, for
which
sure.
was like freaking beans and rice compared to 3 characters,
I mean,
6, 7
yeah.
pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that
Beans
worked
and
probably.
rice being like easy.
I was just saying, explain beans and
I don't know if
rice.
I've heard that as an expression for difficulty level.
Willie uses expressions all the time that nobody else has ever used.
I mean,
and
what
we
What,
don't
is, what, what
understand.
else is on the scale? Like, what would be a difficult...
I mean, reading Yanni sides is like level 1 compared to level 50.
So Yanni
Yeah,
called
so,
it.
yeah, and then I had no idea of how long, I'd be part of the show. I mean, I knew that I was going to 5 episodes in season 2. And I think it was, I don't know if I saw Ryan or Tyler at the hotel gym. And he introduced himself to me.
Humble, little casual,
Yeah, just
under the
like
gym.
yeah.
I'm there every morning.
Yeah.
Seen those pecs right there?
I mean, he's in the gym.
We're wearing the same size shirt, me and Wasim.
This is his shirt.
This is what it looks like when someone does not take care of themselves compared to
This is a writer and
a
this is the
performer.
lead.
Yeah, this is a writer versus of an
That's
actor.
where Wasim learns his lines. Tell everyone you are the Messiah.
Let's start at the genesis. How did you get into this world? What brought you into the acting business? When did you start? What was
Oh,
it?
man.
First play.
So the first play. Well, so I'm a child of divorce. And we'll start there. That's a good place to really begin fun. Don't touch me.
San Pellegrino.
He can touch me. So I was young, and yes, thank you. Everybody put hands on me. I appreciated it for everybody. So I was 5 years old. All right.
It wasn't your fault.
It was a difficult time.
It wasn't your fault.
It was a difficult time.
It wasn't your fault.
That's the thumbnail right there.
Cradling me. So look, this is serious, guys. Okay. So I was like 5 or maybe 8, somewhere in there. And look, it's a big look. So I was like 5 or 15. I blacked out from 9 to 15. No. So like,
Brad's time up yet?
all right. Okay, so wait. So I was very young. I was 5 or something. Okay, and I was into movies. My dad and I would go see movies all the time. Like 3 movies in the theater. Like movies was the thing.
Like buy one ticket and go to.
Yes. Oh, totally. And my dad would like sneak in like Pepsis like in the coat and like candies and things.
I still do that.
And he'd like give it to me. So I'd be like walking in with this like full jacket into the theater and just like a child.
That's exactly how Willie parents right there.
That's the way. You don't want to pay $16 for M&Ms. It doesn't make any sense. So
He's got 5 little thieves.
Frankie's like, Dad, this is really a lot of stuff. I'm like, just buddy.
yes.
A whole bucket of chicken, Dad?
And his grace is sufficient. His grace is sufficient.
Dad, how am I going to fit 5 Chipotle bowls?
A roast chicken, just like.
But Dad, it's a pizza box.
Hot steamy pizzas in my Hanes. Look at
The shirt is just a square. Like, Dad, it hurts. It's too hot.
Okay, so 5 years old was your dad.
But you get it, exactly. So that's the deal. So like,
Hurry it up, Brad.
so love movies. Okay, all right, and that's my time, and that's it. That's all I got, guys. Anyway, that's how I got into it.
Sorry, you go. I'm a child of divorce. Not a single person has let you finish that story.
We should have taken value before this because this is.
Oh my gosh. Please.
Yeah.
And that's how it happened.
That was a fantastic story,
Thank
Brad.
you so much.
for
Thank
sharing
you,
that.
Brad.
All right, Wasim, your turn.
Yeah, go for it.
But I want to. So
You were legitimately sounding serious. We gotta let you.
You go with your father, you see movies. What are you guys watching? What's?
Just R-rated. No, I can't remember what it was. I have no idea. But I just love movies. Yeah, The Rock was huge for me later on. But anyway, so loved movies, and like my mom noticed I was a bit of a ham as a kid, and so there was like a community center in town that had acting classes, and she thought, for this child of divorce. She thought, yeah, please, everybody, once again. That like, she was like, maybe you'd like to do acting classes, just driving down the street one day. And I was like, I'm not sure if I'm interested. And she's like, you could be in movies. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. And so I did it. And like the first play that we did after some classes or whatever was The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. I don't know if you guys know that, which is a poignant tale about a child growing up next to this tree, like sad and kind of beautiful and poignant.
What did you play?
I played the tree. No. I played the child. It was... Exactly. It was much more gnarled.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah, exactly. And I really dropped it in deep. So I was the kid, and then like there was an intermission for whatever this 20-minute play or whatever it was, and backstage there was like a bucket of candy, and I just inhaled like a bunch of Reese's Pieces or whatever, and just got jacked on candy and went out. And the second half of that play was a comedy, and as soon as I got laughs from people, I was like, this is it for the rest of my life.
Lost your mind.
I lost my mind, and so after that, that was the end of the story. Yeah.
Dude.
So this was that same era. So the divorce, not to swipe over, or try to be but literally, Dad going to the movie theater, just soaking it up.
Yep.
And then Mom was like, "Hey, you're kind of a goofball."
Yep.
Boom. And then classes, and then play, and that was it.
And that was it. And I never looked back. And then
Very young, yeah.
very young.
You were 5 to 8 years old.
Yeah, I was super young.
Dude, laughs from an entire crowd at that age.
At that
It's
age,
like,
it was
boring.
And then on a sugar high on top of that?
Exactly.
It was just like I was vibrating on stage, just like, and like never looked back. And then like the first serious play I did was To Kill a Mockingbird later on, and I worked with adult actors a couple years after that, probably around 10 or something like that. And I was like, oh, this is legit. And it was one of those things where I memorized everybody else's lines on stage, so I was just mouthing everybody's lines as they spoke, waiting for mine. So I fell in love at an early age.
And
cool.
where was this?
This was in Pasadena, California, Altadena actually, which is now sadly a lot of that's burned down. A lot of where I first started acting is burned down.
Who did you play in To Kill a Mockingbird?
Dill, the little boy who hung.
Dang, dude.
Yeah, it was real, man. It was, and like really, I mean, to feel the comedy of like that early moment or whatever, which is comedy's a home for me. But to see, first of all, to be playing with adults. Like as a kid, and to be like, I can continue to play like this, and I can play it for real, and I can play with stakes. And seriousness was something that I remember really impacting me. I wrote about it in college essays and everything else. And
Dude, that's awesome.
From that time to today, what was the moment, the darkest moment, the hardest moment where you were like, you know what? Maybe I need to be an accountant, or maybe I need to become a painter.
Very recent. During the pandemic, of course, there was a major slowdown for all, for everybody. But like there was that, and then there was a strike, an actor strike after that, and so like money got tight, and there was a moment where it was like really a crunch, And I've enjoyed some cool opportunities doing a lot of theater and like all over the world, and you know, a lot of I've been lucky enough to have a lot of validation, which is nice, which helps as an actor because you don't always get that. But yeah, so I think it was kind of before The Chosen, where things seemed kind of dark and money wasn't coming in as much as it should, and the Chosen kind of seemed like the Promised Land and Chosen like kind of saved my bacon in a particular way, and I hadn't done a ton of TV, a lot of commercials, but not a ton of TV before that moment. So it was kind of a major shift for me in a lot of ways, and I haven't done quite as much theater recently, but this has sort of filled that spot and you know, encouraged me to keep going. And I was never gonna hang it up, you know, but I mean, there are many dark moments, of course, but like that was the closest to like being like, you know, I'm good at this, but is this the right thing to do? And and it's clearly not the right thing to do.
Right.
We're so happy.
So you're thinking about.
Anyway, thank you guys for having me. And it's
Great to have you here.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome, man. That's really.
You think you drop hints about someone going on for too long, and it's still
I think it's gonna sink in, but you know, genuinely, comedy, I feel like just lives in your body. Like you're just genuinely one of the funniest people I know on camera, off camera, and it makes total sense that would be kind of like you said, it's like a home for you through everything that you've done, and I see that. So you and then taking that drama route with To Kill a Mockingbird and Onward, and of course also the TV show Monster that you were in as well.
Oh yeah,
right?
but that was just last year for the Netflix Menendez Brothers Monsters show. Yeah, that was I had a role as their first lawyer in that, which was cool too. Yes.
That's awesome. Yeah. So you've had
which you were great as my man.
You better stop. You better stop.
Please.
I'm blushing.
Yeah.
Please stop.
I was not enjoying that show until Brad Culver came.
Oh, you better stop.
Big surprise.
Come on. That was cool. It was a cool show to work on.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing. How about for you, Wasim? What was your kind of start, and what got you into?
Well, my dad was a fairly prominent actor in Iraq.
Cool.
Yeah, but we came to the States because he was pursuing his higher education in theater. And, you know, he got his master's in Colorado and then his PhD in theater in Texas Tech, but then the Gulf War happened. So, yeah, we were basically, like, we couldn't go back, you know. And my brother was also, I think, almost military age, and my mom didn't want him, you know, to be in the Iraqi military because they had just gotten done with the, I don't know if you guys are from 80 to 88, there was the Iraq War that happened. So, but I mean, ever since we literally just saw a home video of when I was 5 and someone was asking me what do you want to do, and I was like, I want to be an actor.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
No, literally. Yeah.
Dude, we got to get that video.
That's so
Yeah.
cool. Please.
Really?
Yeah.
If there's any way,
Do you have access to that?
I've got it right here.
Oh, Brad's got it. Yeah, home screen.
I
I could get access to that. But yeah, and so like, you know, and it was the way I bonded with my father as well.
Yeah.
Like we would just every weekend we would go to them. I saved the stubs, and you know, he's passed now, but I still have them stacks of stubs, but all the ink is gone. Like it just
It just wears out.
Yeah, it just wears out. You know, so
Oh, it's beautiful.
But it's about the memories. I mean, you can still just look at that. And just be like, I know, you know.
right.
Do you have a movie for you that has that best memory, or like your first movie you remember seeing, or the movie that was most prominent?
You know, when I was a kid, I loved Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yes, me too.
And he's like cross-eyed. Shaking.
Are you talking Bloodsport? Was Bloodsport like a turning point?
I think the first one I saw, Bloodsport came out before Kickboxer, right?
I'm not sure.
Yes, I think
We'll say
that's-
yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but
You're the Jean-Claude Van Damme fan, so you can tell.
yes, yeah. But I think because it was the first one that I had seen, and my mom took me to go see it, which is, I literally, it came out I think in '89.
Wow.
Something like that. I think it was like 5 or 6.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, you know, and he's basically in his underwear the whole film. You know what I mean? So,
I
yeah.
want to be an actor.
That's great.
No, I mean, like he has some classic lines. And Double Impact, you've seen Double
Yeah.
You of all people should know I would never in my life wear black silk underwear. Remember that?
Yeah.
Was that with
That's
Dennis
incredible.
Rodman? Was that the one with Dennis
No,
Rodman?
no. That's way after.
Yeah.
That was when he played in.
We can cut that, right?
Yeah.
I need to say a bunch of titles so that we can make sure we get the right one. Yeah.
Time
Expendables
Time
2.
comes to what I can think of. That one video where he did the split? I don't know.
No, but
I've
I was-
actually never seen a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, genuinely. So where should I start? What is the entry?
You got to start Bloodsport, Kickboxer, Double Impact. I think those are the top 3.
Yeah.
I was such a huge fan that I found out like his first movie, he played a villain. Oh no, he was also in No Retreat, No Surrender. I don't know if you guys know that. When the spirit of Bruce Lee comes back
Yes.
to visit a bullied kid, he played a villain. And he also was a villain in a movie called Black Eagle. And I was like, I asked my parents to buy it on pay-per-view.
Oh, wow.
And he died at the end because he was the villain. And I was heartbroken.
Oh.
I could not believe it.
And then, so you had interest as a kid. Your father had been an actor, and then when did you kind of start taking the steps in that direction of acting?
Let's see. I was always I was reading acting books and like scared to go to, we moved around a lot as well. So like I wasn't part of any of the drama club. You were, right? You were a nerd.
Go ahead.
We can cut that. We can cut that too.
Save space here.
I was, but like, yeah.
Yeah. But I was like too frightened really. But I would be reading like these books that were way over my head. Like I had I'm reading Stanislavski at like 14. I'm
Wow.
like,
That's wild, man.
what does this mean?
Incredible.
Yeah.
No, I mean I didn't really absorb much.
Yeah.
Where's the kickboxing?
Where does it teach you how to kickbox?
Where's the pictures of Jean-Claude? I can't.
There's no splits in this book. You tell your signature, man.
No, I did.
Wasim's always talked that way since he was young.
I did write him a letter like to his fan club, and he sent me a 8x10 autograph.
Dude.
Was he doing the splits?
It was from Hard Target. I remember he had
I remember
that
Hard
mullet thing going on.
Yeah.
And my neighbor stole it. Like it was a guy, like a man. I was 8 years old at this time, and he took it from me.
Oh,
hey, can I borrow it? I just want to? And I was like, yeah, it's fine. And I gave it to him. And then
right back, I'm sure.
and he's like, I lost it.
Oh my gosh, he has it on his
What
fridge
a-
to this day.
That-
Name was Jonathan Rumi.
You guys were neighbors?
Wild.
He wasn't acting.
I'm gonna need this, bud. Thanks.
So it wasn't acting. So what did you played ball and you did the whole. You were moving around a lot.
Who told you I played ball?
You and I talked about it quite a bit.
See that?
Ooh,
I know
that
you
guy
and I
played
talked
ball.
about it.
Precision.
That's the guy who played ball right
We-
there.
we-
Yeah,
You
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 played
can tell
ball.
by the way he
I
does
played
that.
Yes.
Playoffs.
All you have to do is
Collegiate.
He used his
basketball.
hands.
I use two hands.
So he's like a real player.
So moving around a lot probably was huge though too. I mean, you got to constantly adapt. And
It was so tough. You know when you're like late for school and you have to walk in while everybody's there and you're like terrified. And you're like, man, this is gonna be so hard. And you're like pacing outside. It was like that all the time. Because I'm like in a new class and I'm. But I mean, I think it contributed to this winning personality.
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No,
Without question.
For sure.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say next.
That was the next. Right.
Yeah, that was my next statement.
That's right.
Yeah.
But to jump ahead, because we never really connected these two dots. But earlier you were talking about how you got onto The Chosen, and then how did that lead? Obviously you kind of just saw, I'm assuming, an audition for The Promised Land after a season or two of The Chosen. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was the day of my best friend's wedding in Santa Barbara, and we were going to spend the night for a couple of days, and I just submitted. I was like, oh, this sounds like it's interesting. I saw the pay, and I was like, oh, it's probably going to suck. Because usually, like, that's it.
Totally. That was our range.
Yeah,
we were
right.
Yeah.
So,
fully
Naked,
sucking.
yeah.
Sucky range.
But then we didn't. I lost a couple of days because I was there, out there, and then when I came back, I saw I had an audition, and I was like, let me read this, and I read it, and I was like, this is so good. This is good. I was like, I really want to be, to do this. And so, I sent him the tape. I got a call back, and, I think was it summertime?
Yeah.
I remember because I was in the
July, August, yeah, somewhere in that range, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, so we're in like in the California heat. I'm in my place with no AC, and I'm just like
Sweating.
You're in a tank top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so the Zoom call starts, and then I see this shimmering bald head in the middle because like there are blocks of people, and I was like, Mitch? And he was like, Wasim. And I was like, what are you doing here? He goes, I wrote it. Because
me. Yeah.
Because at that I don't care. I'm not looking at who wrote it or whatever.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just want to, get through it and do the
good.
best I can
Yeah.
do.
Totally.
Yeah.
Would you have read? You wouldn't have read it if you saw my name on it. You'd have been like,
Oh, absolutely not.
for sure. Yeah. But written by an AD. Trust me, very efficient. Great.
Location.
Yeah.
Speaking of, you can watch my short film in the comments below. Written by an AD.
That's awesome. Yeah, it was pretty much an automatic. Like I was like, oh well, I'm gonna call back Wasim. It was just a question of where. Yeah, but keep going. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait. So So then we did it, and then I came on set, and you were very complimentary about the.
Yeah, man.
About
Yeah,
the
both you
audition
guys. I
thing.
mean, literally, y'all.
So we're talking about me right now. Don't worry about this.
Well,
guy.
yeah,
Don't
we'll
worry
get back
about
to
this
Brad.
guy.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it
Mitch,
from
Mitch,
him.
Another reason to talk.
Mitch,
have one more.
when he sent me the pilot, and he was like, "Yo, give me your thoughts." I was like, "This is good. This is not overwritten. This is really funny. There's so much subtext that I can see," and I was like, "This is really, really smart." And there were some great auditions where it's so easy to actors think they have to do something, and both of you all took your time with it, and you just let the words kind of sit there and think about it, and we remained curious, and it was gold. Both you guys. I mean, out of the hundreds that I watched, I was like, y'all were probably my two favorite.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
But I think it's because I'm not the same caliber of actor with every project. Like if I really connect with it, I think I could tap into a different level of resources.
Totally, makes sense, yeah.
And I think it's a testament to your writing.
It is.
Appreciate it, yeah.
Last compliment I'm going to give you.
Don't.
So,
Yeah, please.
That's enough.
No more of that.
Too much.
The rest of it is bring me back down. We got
Bald.
I thought they wouldn't see. Just listen to the podcast. Don't watch it.
They weren't supposed to know.
No, it was really a no-brainer. Honestly, when everything started coming together and I started to see, Wasim and Brad and Shireen, Majid, like everyone who was in our tune, everyone who was in the pilot, Trifina, I was just like, oh my gosh, like this might actually work.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because most I hadn't really made that much before we did the pilot. I don't even actually know if I've ever talked to you guys about what I'd done even at all before.
Yeah.
I'm Mitch. I'm one of the ADs on the show.
I don't shake hands.
Good,
He's
good,
bald.
good. He does. I'm a bald guy. Yeah. Stand in for Quintus. Which we filmed season 1 last year, and now in October you can watch all 5 of the new episodes on YouTube weekly. So I want to talk for a minute now about. You guys took a chance. You rolled the dice on a new director, small project, New Mexico. Where is Carlsbad? Google it.
Oof.
Not a lot there.
Nope.
Nice people. Nothing else.
Lovely people.
And then we get to do season 1. What was your guys' experience coming back to Moses and Korah after kind of like what you had said, Brad, about like you kind of put it out there thinking this might be the last time I play this character, and suddenly you're doing it for 5 more episodes. What was that experience like for you guys?
Just to emphasize again, like doing it since we were like kids or whatever, you get attached to projects, you have hopes for projects, and they don't go anywhere, and so you develop that muscle of just being able to let things go. So it blew my mind, being, first of all, I had just been asked back for season 5 of The Chosen, and had way more scene, like was so lucky to be like,
Almost
You were
every
all
episode.
over season 5.
and it blew my mind, and this was like during kind of the dark questioning times where I was sort of like, I was on the show, but it's like the strike's happening, it's kind of dicey or whatever, and so to like book The Chosen, get on set, be shooting one of the longest scenes in the history of The Chosen, to be in like the middle of this monster scene, and like Wasim and I were walking back with like our stacks of lunch from the cafeteria or whatever, and he was like, I think we're gonna do a season or whatever, and I was like, are you? Like it blew my mind, like nothing ever.
You're talking about the 3-day scene we did in Utah, like the big circle.
Yep, exactly.
Episode 3, yeah.
Yep, that was the
You
one.
guys.
Crushed.
That was,
Yeah.
It was so much fun to shoot. We can get into that, but there was just so much going on in my life, and so to hear that I had a substantial part on 2 TV shows suddenly after a dark period. This really was like a moment for me where I was like, oh wow, this like things are cooking in a way that I could have never expected. And again, like the surprise started with the pilot and going out there and shooting and being like, oh, this is a crack team. Everything else, we should have a future.
Team on crack. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, that's clear, right? That's clear.
Right.
Cracked out team.
I Pharisee what you're trying to say.
Yeah, that's my man. That's my man.
I knew.
If we could isolate that and just
I
loop it a couple
We're
of
gonna have
times.
to get you back in the timeout.
I'll join you back there. in a
Sam's
couple
going to
minutes.
timeout.
See you in a little bit, Sam.
We'll see you in a bit.
You stay back there until you make us laugh
Brad,
again, Brad.
continue.
Anyway, it was dope. That was it. Like, so it was just cool to like know. I mean, yeah, blew my mind. I didn't think there would be a future, and to like be able to originate a character years before, and then be like, oh, how do I get back into that skin for an entire season and continue to develop it? You know, was exciting and anxiety inducing, and you know, and then we did the thing. And
It was washing the clothes. Yeah, but yeah.
That's right.
Episode 2, yeah.
Johnny fell in the water. Yeah. No,
Three
He, like
times!
slipped. Yeah, like he just kept, it was like cartoon. His feet were up in the air.
Shout out to Johnny and Tony.
Johnny
That's
and
right.
Tony
Oh,
Hogue,
dude.
man, the best.
They
The
are
Hogue brothers are the best.
Rock, the Rock.
Hogue
Yeah. How
brothers.
about for you, Wasim? What was that like for you coming back to it?
You know, I after the pilot, you know, I just surrendered and gave it away. Like I don't expect anything.
Yeah.
You know, you get disappointed so often. You're like, I need to not. You know,
Exactly.
but not based on the strength of it. It's just
Not at all.
very unlikely.
Yeah.
Usually, and then. But yeah, coming back because I thought the material was so strong and it was something that we could all like sink our teeth into. I always had faith in you, and but I was like, I don't know why he's casting me. You know, I was like, that really channeling it into Moses is, you know, because he refuses God a few times on their first, you know, that conversation at the burning bush.
Yeah. Coming back to season 1. After it'd been 2 years since we'd done the pilot before, once we actually shot the rest of the season, you become Moses again after basically saying goodbye to it. I mean, what was your? Did you prepare for it? Because one thing I will say about you as an actor, Wasim, is you're probably one of the most prepared. I mean, even just your story about Sam trying to move around that much back there, bud. Yeah, we're trying to talk up here. Sam's in the timeout corner, if you can't tell.
Yeah.
But no, one of the things I've always respected about you so much as an actor is just how prepared you are. Like you come in, you are ready, you prepared but flexible. You know what I mean? And that's such a talent as an actor because you can prepare, but then you get a note and it's like, how does this fit into what I prepared?
And how do you teach that? Can you teach Sam that? He needs that for a podcast.
Listen to Sam.
What did you say?
Yeah, Chris, I mean, I learned from this guy.
We're gonna learn from Wasim.
Well, I love the saying is that we don't rise to the occasion, we fall back down to the level of our preparation. But that's and you know, me and Brad talk about this all the time in terms of prepping. Is you can calcify a performance by just but in my prep, I'm trying to be as diverse as I can, so that if anybody throws at me, I'll be able to do it because that's usually what happens. Is like try it this way or try it that way, and to be able to get a director to articulate it in a way that you can do it. Because if you tell an actor, you're sad, it's not. That's not. Right. You can't do sad. Right. You know what I mean?
Right,
I can't.
Well, I mean, you're ACOD, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what that means. Immediately. He's on deck.
He's always sad.
Perpetually sad. That's my secret. Is stay sad. Sorry, go ahead.
But like because you start. I mean, gosh, long time, and then you were self-submitting, which I know all about that. And then your agent drops you, but. What was there a moment where you're like,
most of my 30s, it's just like, I'm like, am I an actor or an Uber driver or Postmates?
Did you do Uber in Postmates?
Yeah, for sure. Wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Drove too. Yeah.
Did you really? I also I did Lyft in Postmates.
Yeah, it was Lyft for mine too. Yeah.
And it was so weird because I'm like, I need to be getting better at this craft while I'm on the road. I'm like, but and then so I was like, okay, you'll work every other day, and then on the days off, you got to really work at home by yourself. And you're just like memorizing Shakespeare in your underwear. But even that,
baby.
but even that, you're like, you're like, what am I? I'm like almost 40. What are you doing? Like go get a job. I'm like, and then when I'd be on the road, I was like, I should be working on it. And while I'm working on because I'm just doing it for myself. I'm like, I should be on the road. I should be making money. This is irresponsible. So, The Chosen completely legitimized, my acting career in like for myself to the people in my life. I used to be embarrassed to tell people that I'm like, hey, what have I seen you in? And I'm mostly just theater, I mean out of regional theater like in Portland, Denver, and Seattle and stuff. But Yeah, no, but this show was like a huge.
That's awesome.
Huge. I cannot stop being grateful for this.
Well, and you guys,
Ever.
you guys legitimized. You guys, and I don't say this to toot your horn. I'm y'all's biggest fan. Y'all legitimize the chosen. Y'all legitimize the promised land is not going to happen without.
Oh,
you know,
no way.
so like
Yeah.
that's God to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When people that were sitting there thinking like, what the heck should I be memorizing Shakespeare or writing lift?
Right.
You know, what should I finally hang it up? And then boom, boom, and the universe, God, whatever is like, no. I see you. I love you, and this is what it is.
Yeah.
And you guys have made, I mean, the Promised Land is, I think, going to be really special.
Did you see the first season?
No.
No, not yet.
No,
Soon.
I wasn't allowed to see it. I asked to. I asked to help.
I'm
I
gonna
asked
send
to
you a link.
serve.
I'm gonna
You
send
know,
you a
humble
link.
hand.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me serve. I want to
Was
serve.
that-
and the
I
child
want to
do that.
serve.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I must have lost a link
If you
somewhere.
send,
I'm not
if
sure.
you
you guys will all get links.
That's so cool though that you said it legitimized you, and that's just really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You guys make Pharisees interesting.
it's true. You know,
Is that?
But I think it's in the writing as well. So
No. I just want to say, is that true?
No, I think you guys have some of the most interesting dialogue, some of the most interesting scenes. I think you guys like bring character to these Pharisees, and you make them see, they don't know that they're wrong. They don't believe that they're wrong, and that makes them characters.
Yeah.
Right.
Not just like stone him like every other movie and TV show that's out there. It's like, we know why Yanni and Zebediah feel this way because they've been. So
I
And
guarantee
we talk about this too all the time on set. We always talk about on the ADs. And this is not to knock any of the actors because all our actors are great. But we always say on Pharisee days, we're always like, oh, dude, we can chill because we know you guys are so prepared. You're going to walk right in and you guys just hit the mark every time. And it's like, and we're just like, we're chilling.
we'll see a movie tickets after this.
Yeah, we just it's not only is he saying that your characters are interesting, but also like we talked about earlier, you guys are always so prepared. You just come in like, boom, just man.
It is-
it's-
Which makes it fun to watch because you guys are bouncing off all of each other. Like two of my favorite. I'm so sorry, I can't say one of my favorite scenes with you. You have a scene with, and we can cut this too, with Atticus in season.
Oh, yeah.
In season 6 that I just absolutely adored reading and watching. On the day, and it's in front of all these fans. People are moving around, and you're having this dialogue back and forth. It was so much fun. There's a scene, I can't talk about it.
I appreciate it. I'll take it. I'll take
be
it.
great.
Well,
I accept it.
All right. Something we always ask on the shows. We love to talk about set stories. So I would love to hear from both of you. It can be Chosen or Promised Land. What is one of your
maybe.
and you guys? I mean, I remember especially season 5 because you guys had your own like little talking about that big day where you guys were fighting with Jesus for
Oh, man.
in season 5 for the longest scene ever. I just remember you guys always in a huddle, and every time I came over to this huddle, I was laughing. I mean, you guys just so anyway, you guys are always doing something funny and hilarious. So it could be Chosen or it could be Promised Land, but I'd love to hear one of y'all's favorite memories from set.
Man, I mean, like I wanted to. Well, there's the Promised Land story that I shared for the EPK.
dude, please share it
Yeah,
if
you
they
should
have
do
not
it.
seen
It's a
it.
good
Yeah,
story.
please.
So it is really good. So I mean, it didn't involve anybody else.
I don't know if he has it for the story, but it's
I'm ready.
fantastic.
I'm ready.
I was there
It's
with you.
fantastic.
You were. That's why you were hella.
Yeah, I was up there.
I don't remember you being there at all.
I think you- I
but
think-
no. Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
No, because I told you to come up with me, and you're like, no,
that's-
I found a cave.
So we're in St. George, Utah, and like the bathrooms are a little too far away, and so like we're between takes, and we're like, all right, I'm gonna go find a place to pee in the like the canyons of like the, where we were at, and Wasim's like, yeah, thank you, and then Wasim was like, I'm gonna go up this way, and I was like, I found a place like further down here, and I find my place, and it's a beautiful day, and I'm about to go about my business. We'll bleep that too, and then out of nowhere, and I'm wearing this this kind of short tunic, and this cute little hat, and out of nowhere. I'm peeing, and we can, whatever that, so whatever that means to you.
We talk about farts and butts.
Yes. Okay. Good. Awesome. Perfect. But so out of nowhere, something flies up out of nowhere inside my tunic as I'm peeing. Just like, and I'm like, what is going on? And then flat on the ground, suddenly on its back is a baby bat. Staring me directly in the eye, and we like each other for a moment. I've peed all over my hand at this point,
and all over the bat.
and all over the bat. The bat's like, "What's going on?" And like we regard each other for a moment, and then he's gone. that's the story. And I came back out and I was like, you will never believe what happened. And everybody was like, well, yeah, or like whatever. Nobody cared about this bat flying. Anyway,
I thought he was like rehearsing because I heard this right? And he was like,
well, it was very masculine. So masculine.
Batman. Get out of there.
But he told me, he was like, there was a bat in, like it went in.
That's a pretty good guy.
Right? And then he goes, and he's stopping everybody. He's like, you'll never believe what happened. Everybody's like,
And it was on the show. She's like, "What, dude?" Yeah, like,
Is your hand covered in pee?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, he had to clean his hand.
I hadn't sanitized.
Look at this.
You see this?
do you see this?
I have
Nothing to do with this.
Yeah. So that was my Promised Land story.
Yeah.
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 that's
Do you
how
have a
you
Chosen one?
became
You want to do a Chosen one? We'll do one of you.
I don't remember anything from my time on the Chosen.
That's fair. Wasim?
Are you?
I'll think. Let's go back to you, and then I'll come back to me for the
let's-
Chosen.
what,
I have to think about something.
While you think of one,
Yeah.
Wasim, I'll tell you my favorite. I think my favorite story about Brad on the Chosen.
It's about me.
Was actually, forgive me.
This is Brad.
Was this Brad Culver?
I just want to be clear that this is Brad.
Child divorce.
Los Angeles.
Child
That's good.
Can we? William Molina, 6 feet, child of God, also divorced.
Oh my God.
Title of this episode: Brad Culver.
Please.
My
The Brosen gets divorced?
my favorite, the story I think of most often when I think of you on The Chosen was actually, I think, the first day that you played in season 4, which was your first day on The Chosen, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And it was in the Sanhedrin, and you had one line.
I remember what it was.
The line was, "The Zealots?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Zealots.
And it was a long scene. It was a scene in which...
Oh yeah, it was like 7, 8 pages.
It was a very long scene.
character, I actually can't remember Rick's character right now. Shemai. Thank you.
Yeah.
Shemai is giving a speech, and I was just like so hyped to just see Brad. I was like, dude, this is crazy. He's here. We did a little thing, last year, and now for 2 days, and now he's here. We got ice cream, and then we shot in New Mexico, and now he's here. And I was just like so excited to see you. And again, it's a long speech. It's one of those things where anytime you have a long speech, it's difficult to get through it.
Yeah.
And Brad, but he's just keyed in, right? Yeah. It's a long take. It's 8-9 minutes long, and then finally we're like, oh, here it goes, and it's just
The Zealots.
The Zealots. The Zealots. The Zealots.
and every time I was just like, yes,
Nailed it.
And Dallas and I would be together at the monitor. We'd be like, once we got to that line, we were like, the rest of the scene's it's all gonna click
Are you
together.
serious?
Genuinely,
we got to that point,
because it was like near the end of the scene. It was like, okay, great, we're about to land the plane. It's perfect. And we were like, we'd come up on it, and we'd be like, all right, here it is. And it'd be the Zealots. We'd be like, yes.
It was
every time.
It was such a funny moment because I think Caiaphas was up there, Richard Fancy was up there, and it really cut through this moment where these two guys have been speaking for long stretches or whatever, and this one guy comes with the Zealots, and everybody sort of turned to me and looked at me, and then continued with the scene.
Introduction of you.
Wait, who is that? Who's that guy?
Who's this guy? Yeah, exactly.
I gave him permission to speak.
You're leaving yourself exposed. Everyone knows that.
Everyone knows that line for Caiaphas. Genuinely though, if you had come to The Chosen and you had that scene and had just said the Zealots, to quote season 5, it would have been enough.
Oh, it would have been.
It was a perfect introduction.
I appreciate that.
It would have been
great. Anyhow, I've stalled for it. Do you have a set story for us, Wasim?
Actually, on the Promised Land, it was so touching. It involves you. It was the last day of shooting.
Oh yeah.
We can I
please?
I can just talk about it. Okay, yeah. So it's the Sons of Amram. It's me and Majid.
Aaron,
yeah, and so we had a great. It was like the last day. It feels like the last day of school, and everybody's kind of upbeat. The weather was nice.
Yeah, it's great.
A lot of sound or whatever. But so we finally were shooting literally the last scene, and cut, and then I see Mitch just kind of meander toward us, and then his face just starts twitching. I'm like, what is this guy?
What's happening? Yeah. And then, the medic was on standby. Yeah.
And then he goes, he just starts crying, and he's like, "That's a wrap, boys." It was like so beautiful, touching, and unexpected.
Yeah.
And it was just like But Mitch, not a dignified crier.
No.
So,
Not a good crier. Not a good look. Not good.
No, but it was-
I suppress it.
No, but yeah, because it was so beautiful because you were always like avoiding real feelings.
Right.
You know
As
what
much
I
as
mean?
possible. Don't want to feel
Yeah. And it was just,
Right.
it was so
Joy,
sweet.
sadness.
Your ball.
They're the same. It's okay. It's okay. They're not here. They're not. It's not real. I'm not here. I'm not here. I'm not here. Here I am.
Just call him at 3 a.m.
Your ball. You know your ball.
Sam's like tapping on the window outside my bedroom. You don't have hair. Just doubling down.
40 minutes to where you live.
Oh my gosh.
But you haven't thought about investing in a hat collection?
They don't fit quite right on the head. I know.
You called him bald.
That's
Dude,
great.
Wasim, you
That's
crossed
offensive,
all lines.
Wasim. You know what, Wasim?
Get out.
Back. That is uncalled for. That is uncalled for. That's too hard.
Bring you back soon, Wasim.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brother.
I'll be
Thanks
right
for-
Too hard.
Yeah. Right. Actually, further back.
All
a
the way in
little
the
bit,
back.
like right there.
Yeah.
Further back.
So we could frame you up.
Right.
That's the one right
Nice
there.
and
Oh, that's
comfy.
perfect.
That's it.
You're
Yep,
right
right
there.
there.
Found
Wasim
that window.
So Brad, your show now.
Yeah.
What else do you guys want to know?
What stories do you have about Wasim on the set of either?
On actually the second time I was on set as Zebediah, one of my favorite scenes was between Gedera and Zebediah, the sort of debate scene. If you could just stay seated back there, that'd be great. Just because it's distracting for me. We had this debate scene or whatever, and like it ends. And Wasim had this improv. Do you remember any of the lines
Don't ask him
that you did?
questions,
I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah, he's in tough.
When he comes back. When he comes back. Get over here.
Yeah.
Tag it.
He's like the opposite. Well, I remember the one time.
There was this. No, like he came in like because we're having this debate and this sort of brain measuring contest and then at the all right, look, let's relax, okay? and it's PG and but you would come in with like improvs at the end of our scenes that made me laugh every time.
Oh yes, I remember this. And he had Dallas rolling.
Had me rolling too. I was like,
All
this is
of
the
them
kind of
were
set that we're gonna
perfect.
be like. I was like stoked, man.
It was the first time I had met Liche, who plays Gedera, by the way.
Good friend of mine.
Wonderful guy.
Yeah.
Wonderful guy.
We love him.
And that was the first, and I only had one line in the scene.
Yeah.
And then Dallas like, just, improv something, and I literally just skewered him every time. I wasn't even in the scene anymore. I would say my line. I was like, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? What am I going to say next?
And seriously though, we did probably 7-8 takes.
Yeah,
we did many takes, and every single time Wasim had a zinger
Something new.
at
That
the
was
end,
perfect.
and everybody was just like, "Oh!" And Don's like, "I'm just waiting for you not to have one. Like this is so good."
New ones every single time.
So we talked about the most fun moments. The other one we like to ask is memorable. So has there been any other like very memorable or impactful moments? Obviously, I think The Chosen, as you both already spoken to, The Chosen changed your acting career.
Yeah.
But has there been a more specific moment too that's just been like, man, this show is like, because it's reached so far. Has any of that come back directly to you, and you're like a story that's just like, oh my goodness,
Personal
this was
feedback,
wild.
anything.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, the majority of my 30s is just self-doubt and worried about, feeling like really irresponsible because you're chasing something that it seems like it's super unlikely is gonna happen. I don't get. Obviously, with the wardrobe and everything, I don't really get recognized that unless I'm here, like in Texas or in Utah or at a convention, of course. But these are like chosen cons, right? But I was in Chicago at the airport about a month ago with my mom and my sister, and the first person that has ever come up to me, this is in Chicago, and he's like, "I just want you to know I love the show," and I was like. I literally was like, "What show?"
Like I'm in so many.
No.
I don't know what show you're referring to.
Yellowstone.
But the thing is that it happened right in front of my mom and my sister. So that was like, I was like, oh, thank goodness this happened. And
Yeah.
I mean, they've always been like super supportive and everything. But the fact that it's like more for them, like going to the con and everything, letting them see all
That's a
that.
special moment. That's cool.
Yeah, and when they get like really proud or excited about it, and that's really what I don't know. Like I can get choked up now, but I won't because I'm killing my feelings like Mitch.
Yeah, that's right. Suppress it.
down.
Suppress it.
Push it
Yeah.
down.
Suppress it. You don't feel it. It's not there.
You're not a child of divorce. You're not a child of divorce.
Thumbnails like Brosen suppressing fear.
Tears. Lots of tears.
Shocked. Yeah.
It's a thumbnail of us holding Brad.
Please just cradling me. I mean, that is great because thinking about that as my folks get older, like whatever, how much of this I kind of do, it's still so meaningful for a play for my folks to come see me in a show.
Yeah.
And like you still like you have to negotiate things that you don't negotiate on any other show night because your parents are there. So like I know what that means for them to like kind of see your success. And it's been cool for my folks to see me on the show and have people in their community be like, "He's on the show." I mean, like that's great.
Yeah.
In terms of like there's a specific story, but generally I want to say too because we both came from theater. Like this, saved my bacon, to use that phrase again, as an actor in terms of like floating the career, keeping me going. But there's something about the style of this show and The Promised Land as well, and the way it's written so beautifully, really challenging long passages of narrative exposition and biblical exposition, but like heightened text, like to have trained in the way that we have on stage with language like that for a long time and to have the opportunity to do that with 600 background and livestock and people who have the same chops and like who have prepped so that you can like do that tennis match thing that like we value so much in theater. You can't drop the ball. Is just like feels like a divine touch. Like the fact that like we're in the right place doing the right thing, and then like, something that's just like challenging. As I have something in my throat naturally, is that I lost my voice.
Yes, I remember this.
Oh yes, man, for like felt like months. It felt like so long, and like I had to do that big scene. Was episode 3 with the big debate, the debate scene with Jesus. And
Dude, you got a week coming up.
well, watch it disappear like right now. But like getting the opportunity to like get my shot on the show after doing just a few episodes the season before, and then having to show up and like barely be able to like make a voice and having to incorporate that into Zebediah from that moment forward was interesting and grounding and challenging in a very specific way. But it sort of like was a major acting lesson in terms of just embracing. It gets a little actory talk, but just the reality of your situation, embracing yourself, meeting yourself where you're at, and letting a character be informed not by your own choices or by decisions that you make, but by the environment and by life, and to have to just embody that and trust that it's the true way forward was kind of an interesting and profound thing, a letting go that I had to do at a moment where I felt like I had the longest scene in chosen history, very important, some great lines, some great things, and to feel, to have a different instrument to play with in that moment was
it a harmonica?
It was a harmonica. It was a harmonica.
Luigi's not even here to defend us.
Poor guy.
If Luigi just walks in through the back door just during this with his harmonica, it'd be so perfect.
Well, I want to follow that up.
Yeah.
Then, what would you say to the person or the actor, or even just in any career, but specifically actor, that's in that moment right now? That was in the moment right before you guys got chosen or before you got Promised Land, when you were in that moment where you were about to hang it up. What would you say? Like, what would you say to motivate the person that's in that position right now? Or what kept you going?
That's a scary question because sometimes, and you really are convinced that maybe quitting is the right thing to do. It's the responsible thing to do.
At least financially.
I mean, but for anybody who is in that like kind of dark place, I don't know. I mean, you have to, because I was willing to sacrifice. I mean, like I had already made that decision that like I know I'm not going to be, most likely I'm not going to be a rich and successful actor. If I really want to do this, I'm doing it intrinsically for its own sake. I'm probably not going to get rewarded in the big ways that, we understand the actors getting rewarded. But I was cool with that. But it's just, when like the survival is kind of like nipping at your heels. Yeah. It's I don't know, it's like a level of terror that's difficult to focus and concentrate. I'm not helping them, am I, right now?
You say better not to.
You make me want to quit right now.
Right.
And you should
less competition for us.
Clear them out, man.
No, I would say just, if you're committed, just keep working every single day. You got to be doing something. It doesn't have to be substantial or anything, but you have to, because you know how I spell pray? W-O-R-K. You have to. I mean, it's your works that define your faith, not just what you think you believe. You know, so that's it. I would just say work.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's good.
You have to. I mean, it is the truth, and like, and we were lucky enough to have done it for so long that there was kind of a true north. I think for me that got me through the kind of darker times where I was like, this is what I've done my entire life. I just got to trust it and keep going. And I had that validation. Some people don't have that or started later or whatever. So like, just make sure in those dark moments that it's about the work and not about the draw of being a movie star, like it was for me when I first started. You know, like that it is just about doing the work and enjoying it. Like,
and loving it, right?
If you can do that in the dark moments, just doing a play, just doing a scene with a friend and shooting it, like keep going. If you can still find the fun in it in those dark moments, if you can still enjoy it, then there's a way forward, and you should trust that. I think
that's good.
That's
Both
great.
Wonderful, incredible
Fantastic
answers.
Yeah.
All right, so Promised Land. How do we, Mitch? How about you talk about how can people watch it? What's
How can
next?
we watch it? What's next?
Let's finish it out with like Promised Land.
So it's been great. You guys have been awesome, and it was so much fun to be able to shoot season 1 with you last season, which is now coming out in October. Season 1, episode 2, October 1st.
Woo!
October 1st
on YouTube, right?
On YouTube,
Okay.
exclusively on YouTube to start. Every Wednesday beyond that, you'll be able to see a new episode on YouTube on our channel. Check it out. Episodes 2 through 6 coming out this October. How do you guys feel? You guys have seen some of it.
Yes, I watched it all yesterday, and I'm so stoked.
What?
It's so good. And like,
Yeah, what do you got? Yeah.
it's tough for me to watch myself. It's tough for me to watch in projects that I'm in sometimes.
It's tough for me to watch him too.
And we can cut that out probably.
Yeah, we can cut that.
But like, but no, like it really is such a joy to watch. And it, like we were saying the same thing. Like you picked it up, just like watch the first like little bit, and you just can't stop watching the entire thing. That never happens for me. Like it doesn't happen.
Wow.
And it is so strong. The clarity, I'll say, it's the clarity of your vision on set. Struck me from like the pilot onward, but then to see it realized after the edit, after the grading, after everything else, that like continuity of clarity of vision is it's moving to be a part
Bravo.
of it. And great to watch.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
We should do a Brosen watch party of episode 2.
We should.
Bro.
Once it's out, let's go.
Let's
Absolutely.
go. Yeah.
But until then, mark your calendars. October 1st.
October 1st, every Wednesday in October.
Every Wednesday in
What
October.
time?
Check it out. I don't know yet, actually. Soon we will know.
Just
Not sure.
pull up YouTube, keep it up the whole day, waiting for
All day
Promised
long,
Land.
be in the waiting room.
Like you
It's
guys
coming.
do for the Brosen.
Yeah,
Leave the Promised Land open.
that's right. That's right. Tell them the Brosen sanction.
Yeah, that's right.
Dude.
Will we be dropping episodes on Wednesday as well?
Yeah.
I think so. Maybe alternate. I don't know how it works. Yeah.
The
Here we go.
Brosen Marathon.
Let's go. You can start.
I'll be watching YouTube all day on Wednesdays.
That's right. Join us.
actually, yeah.
It'll be great. But until then, Wasim and Brad, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Having me.
Can't thank
having us.
Chosen the Brosen.
This is Brad Culver.
And this is Wasim No'mani.
And we have
Chosen the Brosen. That was pretty good.
Hands down.
Back
Hey,
up.
don't look at his mouth this time whenever you do that.
I was like right here the entire time.
Is this pushing out squirrel talk?
Right.
I love pushing out a squirrel.
Rice and beans.
I want like Richard III energy.
All right. Okay.
Okay,
Well,
give me Richard III energy.
I mean, like it would be.
Yeah. He's like
It'd be it's a gnarled hand. It's a gnarled hand. Are we really doing this? Is this happening?
Brad Culver.
And this is Wasim No'mani.
And we
Have chosen.
the Brosen.
That was very weird. That was good. That was good. It was great. It was great. It was good. All right. Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready if you are.
This is Zebediah.
All right. We're doing great. Off to a great start. Let's do that one more
Love
time.
it. This is Brad Culver.
And this is Wasim No'mani.
And we have
Chosen
the Brosen.
The Brosen.
Yes.
Pretty
What
good.
did you choose?
Brosen.
Brosen.
And why did you choose them?
They chose us.
They gave us no choice.
It was forced. It was a forced
Did you
situation.
talk to your agents about this day? Or?
I don't have an agent.
I do have an agent, and they let me go immediately after the conversation. Yeah.
More return.
This is ridiculous. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.